I'm Ruthie, she, they, and I play Sentinel, she, they.
I'm Will, he, him, and I play Moxie, she, her.
I'm Imi, she, her, and I play Ahmaya, also she, her.
I'm Steve, he, him. I play Aura, he, him.
I'm Sarah, she, her, and I play Freya, she, her.
Hi, I'm Mike, he, him, and I'm playing Eugene Ballantyne, he, him.
I'm Charlie, he, him, and I'm your DM. So, after getting yourselves tied up with a strange conspiracy in Dustmere, involving dukes and serpents under the city and someone manipulating the population to be like worshippers of him.
Sorry guys, that was me.
You eventually, the last job that you undertook was the Archivists Guild, where you investigated a strange robbery. After that, you met a PI who'd been hired by the Lapidarist Guild.
Forgot about him.
He's a strange dwarf fellow called D, and he revealed to you that a large cornerstone had been stolen from the Lapidarist Guild, and just as you were kind of getting used to Aura being in a coma and the job being done.
You were so great last session.
Where did you come from?
And the job being done, Ahmaya was woken up in the early hours of the morning by her good friend, Dorana, the Dragonborn.
I love him so much.
And he basically gave you guys a tip-off that there was a boat stranded out a mile or two out at sea near the Dustmere port. But it was too close to the city for him to do anything about, and also there was weird things on board. And Kaz had also recently put a contact in since you guys had warned her about Gaspar during your many conspiracy sessions. And she'd been basically saying if there any ships were sighted to come to her first. And this was off the back of you guys telling her about that he had been smuggling coil stones and that kind of stuff. So you guys were given 12 hours. You met a contact of Kaz's in the Stubbs. He said that after the 12-hour period is up, they'll have to release the information to the public or people will start getting suspicious. So you immediately left. You took a carriage out to the port where you met a man called Florin, who was an interesting guy. He's a smuggler of people. You guys paid him 30 gold. And he took you out to this ship.
This is the Friends and Hot People discount that I've been obsessed with since you said it.
And so you guys started arriving at the ship, and things didn't seem quite right. There was seagulls diving into the sea, but not resurfacing. There was as you approached a bit closer, there were fish bobbing at the surface, and an eerie silence. You noticed smoke was rising like the end of a fire from the back of the ship. But before we come back to the ship, Aura.
Hello.
Welcome back.
It's good to be back.
Polite applause.
Golf claps, everyone, golf claps. Oh no, wait, it's too harsh.
Thanks for coming back.
Tez, you have to grab it yourself, mate. It's not going any further.
Grabbing yourself, mate. It's
Okay. So,
Gravel.
we'll go back in time about 2 days. When you were falling, and the edge in this spherical form, the size of a planet almost, it consumed you. And for a long time, you just felt the sensation of falling in darkness. Your ears almost felt plugged in this different form that you'd now taken on. It was dreamlike. It wasn't quite the same as your body, but it was your consciousness at least. And that was all you could think about for some time, was how this had happened and where you were and what was happening. And after a long time, hearing these muffled noises every now and again, you start seeing past moments in your mind. Memories of the old man you recognise from some of your visions. Sometimes he's furious with you. He calls you an aberration. And another time you go past and he's smiling at you. And then another time he says, "Get out! You can't be here!" And these memories flit past for a time. And there's another one that you see him from afar at a river, unspoken. And then you see a farmhouse, a sky blue, bruised with an aurora of purple and black, and the huge pale sun that's soft enough and not bright enough that you can actually look at it. And then in the darkness again, you feel that these moments are more real than memories. You start getting convinced that this is more than the memory of the edge, that somehow you're connected to it, somehow you're connected to something within it. You remember that time in the edge, like a child remembers a terrible pain into their adulthood. And then eventually through that silence you hear something muffled, a voice, and it says just one thing: Enthor, Enthor. And then you begin to realise that it's your voice. You hear it through the muffling and it gets clearer. Enthor. And then you blink. You're sat by a fire, the edge of forest. The trees are young and thin. The leaves sing in the evening wind. Behind them, the sun fills almost half the sky. This pale, white grey, soft. You can look at it without squinting. And the man is sat opposite you. A grey cloak of silk that covers one side of him. He stokes the embers with his free arm. His eyes like granite. Yes, Laura?
Play the game. You speak.
Where are we?
He picks up a mug, and it's like made from carved wood. The bark, the silver bark, is on the outside, and he sips. Why do you keep asking me this? Sorry, that's not his voice. Why do you keep asking me this every time?
I don't remember.
Your mind is like a sieve. You smell nettle and mint, and there's a mug of tea at your feet. You're sat cross-legged by the fire.
Some stew as well.
With a spoon in your hand.
My face hurts just a little bit.
I remember another place.
What are you talking about? We've been here months. You've come a long way, but I still can't say for sure where we are. It's deep in the edge. That's all I know.
Where are we going?
Well, I haven't been going anywhere for a while. Not until you showed up. He drinks. Come on, tell me, how are you getting on with what I told you about the balance?
It's still there. I can feel the balance, but I don't know which pieces are on which side.
He takes his cup again, sips. It's like a sapling. There's even little budding branches on the side of it. I've told you a few times now, it's not about overpowering. It's not about rejecting one for the other or trying to figure out what is what. It's each must be equal regardless of where it's from and what it is, divine and malignant. You choose one, you'll simply be consumed. Why are you acting strange? He looks at you for a moment. It's like you're out of time a little bit.
It feels like it, because I remember another place, a desert, people and where this is like time that was lost.
I don't know what it's like out there anymore. Desert is very possible.
How long have we been here?
I've been here a long time now. I mean, time does not really work the same in this place. You have been with me for a matter of, it must be years at this point.
Can I have a quick check, sort of, Maya, and see if the wound is still there?
Sure. Yeah, you actually are wearing completely different clothes. You're wearing sort of similar to what he's wearing, if not a little bit more pulled together from spares. And some bits are a bit loose, some are a bit tight. And you pull up your shirt and there's nothing. And there are no bands on your hat, on your wrists.
I remember from the other place, I think it came from, it was after being here. Something happened here. It killed me, and I was thrown out of the edge.
He kind of seems a bit shocked for a moment. And
people would turn to stone.
You're confusing me. The stone. Okay. I am 2 men as many of the serene men were. Just one of me is that stone man, and the other is what you see now. Not quite the same as them. The serene men are all 2 different people. As I've been telling you this whole time, you need to strike a balance, okay? And what do you mean after this place? Are you... He seems shocked, and in all of your memories of him, he's always been very steadfast and very sure of himself, and this is the first time you've seen him uncertain, if not, shocked.
Where I was, there was a wound. It was like it was contaminated, this blackness, and I think it was getting worse. I remember being in the desert near the edge, and something came from the edge and it hit me, and that was the first memory I had of you, and seeing you stood in front of the farmhouse telling me to go and turning to stone, and as you did something that threw me away from you and into the darkness. And from what I know, I was found in the desert and brought back to life by someone.
Finishes off his tea, puts the mug down. You're not Aura, are you? You're not the Aura that I know, anyway. You've come back to this place.
I don't know if that is my name even.
It is the name I gave you.
That was the name the Edge Watchers gave me outside when they found me.
That is correct. I mean, I don't know because... And you see that tears are actually started welling in the corners of his eyes, and he reaches over the fire and he grabs you. His hand is as solid as granite again. He holds your hand. I don't know how you've come back to here, but you need to... What?
From a friend. In some ways, I was trying to access these memories. I only had glimpses of this time. I'm trying to understand who I am.
I cast you out. I haven't cast this aura out yet, and I will. Because you have to leave this place.
So you cast me out in the past, and now I'm back again. And I have to leave. Who was I? How did I get here before you cast me out the first time?
I don't know. You drifted here from the edge. You are inhabiting my aura's mind. I'm still helping him. But you are you from a time in the future.
You asked me to do something. To go where you couldn't and reforge the sword.
I am stuck here.
So the place I need to go is beyond the edge.
Yes.
But
And it sounds like you made it.
Where do I need to go to reforge it? What does it do? Other than stab people.
It's not about the sword alone, Aura.
I did have the shield. And the armor. But the armor got destroyed.
I didn't realize how much you would forget, and you may forget a lot more after this. I don't know. But
do I have any paper on me?
You do. You've got a sort of bag of bits and bobs. They're very common, like made by someone,
Can I take some of the paper and, as he's talking about this, write it down?
Yeah, sure.
And
He chuckles. And he's like, but you do feel your when you've in that moment of realization that you've arrived back in this place somehow, the borders and the connection wavers, and you feel it's in a delirious sense, and you know your time isn't unlimited. But he says, look, it sounds as though you are struggling with this balance, the edge, and me. You need to find that on your own. And find that balance, find what you can in your world about the serene. I don't know what you're going to remember. It seems that you've forgotten. Hey, look. Use my power, use the divine, use the malignant, bind it, balance it, hold the flood. I doubt you will remember much of all, but if you remember anything at all, my son, remember that the time you spent here with me was a solace that I thought that I would no longer see again. And with that, your connection is breaking.
Okay, I've got all this, whatever I've written down, I'm going to take that piece of paper, fold it up small, and put it in my mouth.
Okay.
And not like, just put it in there, just like to hold it.
Okay.
Someone's been watching A Good Place.
No.
He smiles, through his sort of tears, and he nods, lets your hand go, and you feel the darkness consume you again. And a few moments later, you wake up.
Yay!
Oh my god!
in a bed that you recognise. Maybe you only remember sleeping in it once. It's in the Coal and Petal.
How's the stew?
The room it smells a bit stale, like old onions.
There's 3 bowls of soup.
But it's the sort of early, sort of midday sun is streaming through.
Do I remember any of what just happened?
Do you remember everything?
Do I have a piece of paper in my mouth first?
you sort of go like that, and there's nothing there.
Okay. I grab a piece of paper or anything and write down everything that I can remember quickly.
Okay.
You've got a spoon in your hand as well.
You
So,
start
wait a minute,
trying to use
no
the
quill?
You scribble down everything that you can, and your memory is clear of it. Everything that he said, obviously we've got recording, so you can always listen after as well. But you remember everything basically. Yeah. I'm not gonna retcon stuff that you're aware of, so you remember all of that. You hear someone at the door trying to open the door and it's locked, and then you hear someone putting something in the lock of the door and like fiddling with it.
I look around at my sword nearby.
Yeah, your everything that you own is in the room with you.
You chose violence.
Who chose poorly?
I sort of sit up, put a hand on the hilt of the sword.
Yeah.
And wait.
Okay. In a couple of seconds, the door clicks, opens, and Kazara steps in, and she looks down at her stuff. She's putting her stuff away, and then she goes, "Oh my god!"
I could say the same. Sorry, and just drop the hilt of the sword.
Why didn't you just let me in? Have you been? I was told that you were in some sort of sleep. I don't know.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think so. I just woke up.
It's been a year.
Really?
No, it's not. She puts the stuff away, sits down on the other bed.
I thought it was going to be like a time skip. It's
been
level 20.
It's been a day or I think 2 maybe, but
at least if it was a year, they had a reason to leave me.
No, they've. I guess you don't know what happened.
I remember something vaguely. In this dream or whatever, I just remember bang and pieces of the dream falling around me.
There was some kind of incident in the whole of Petrol, but I wasn't completely filled in on that. I heard it though. But no, they. What was the last thing that you came out of the sewers smelling of? All of you smelled it.
Shit.
Yes. What happened? So yes, you then went into some deep sleep. They found some cleric, some Juness trollop. She.
Wow.
She.
My wife so much.
She basically said that she couldn't do anything, and then
Right.
they
Why
went.
are all clerics apart from one useless?
I don't really know any, so I can't really comment. But yeah, but no. Then
Probably doesn't know.
I don't know if she does know. Yeah. They met with some Atheos guy. They got a fancy writ, and then you were there for that.
Yeah.
We get it. We met Ilram.
Yeah.
Then they got
maybe I should go find him.
This Atheos guy.
Yeah, I think we were gonna.
Does Kaz know about your family? I don't know if you guys actually explicitly told her what happened.
All we said was, can you find out about
Ali
and
the clockwork man had
Leonardus?
taken.
She knows that he. Does she know that he was researching stuff and that he was basically taken away?
I don't think we told her that. I think we just asked to find out where they all were.
They had taken him.
Okay.
We said who had taken it, and that they were taking him to the capsule, I think.
Well, I think I'm fairly sure he'll have left the city by this point. But I'll help you look. But they did some other job while you were asleep. They some job at the Archivist Guild. There was a robbery. I don't know finer details, but something was stolen. Money was good. They found out it was an inside job or something like that. Apparently some PI sniffing around last night for the Lapidarists. And then your Ahmaya friend got a message from some pirate that you know about a stranded boat, and then I've got a contact, and could be a De Avicco vessel or something. So they've gone out to look at that. They've only got 12 hours, so well, 6 probably now, but yes, they'll be
Did you
back.
have any
basically.
luck finding Ali or where she might be? Or
Well, I mean, I can tell you for certain that she's not in the city.
okay.
Past that, it's whoever took her did a good job. And usually there's only one route in and out of the city, and that's most of the time it'll be with the Phaetons up back into the Empire. Could have gone to the port, but there's no record of that I've seen on paper anyway. So I'm sorry.
I was waiting for another friend as well. He was going to meet me in the market before I had a nap.
Yes. You did tell her about this. I think. Yeah.
I'll keep an eye out.
No, I have my sources and my eyes, and we haven't seen a man of that description. But if he is an edge watcher, as I think you said,
He used to be. I don't know if he still is now. But
well, it's a every chance that he is relatively adept at keeping himself relatively unseen.
I can take a look anyway.
Yes. Well,
Will they be back tonight?
I should hope so. Look, let's. I've got something for you. Come into my. I don't want to say hideout. We're in a pub.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
She takes you down.
We'll quickly get up and leave.
Yeah. And she takes you down into the hideout. It's as you remember it, and she starts rifling through some papers. And then she's like, and she hands you an envelope. It's open. Your magic license, Madam.
I was going to ask did they pick a name for me? Or do I still need
I got. Did you guys pick a name for him?
No.
Because I thought that you'd called yourself Aura on the license. I didn't have a
No,
name
we were
down.
going to use a different name
Yeah.
because you were being hunted, and you
Yeah.
were like, and then we debated for a long time whether we would go with Steve,
Jeff.
Jeff, or something else, and you said you decide. So it's whatever you want.
So okay then. So she stands there with this. She takes it out. She flattens it, and she's like, "What is your name?"
This is like the start of like every Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah.
Do they need
I guess.
full name?
Like Ahmaya Cook.
Like
For
or like a first initial or
Well,
fuck's sake.
you can kind of get.
No, right.
You can get away with things. A lot of people just have one name, but this is a very official looking document, if I say so myself. So
that's
it depends on your background. I've got you down listed as a sorcerer, which means that you have a
Max
semblance of knowledge of your bloodline. So if you put your name down as, I don't know,
Peter Staker.
it's likely you will have a family name, is what I'm saying.
Peter Fire.
how about
Paul McCoy.
Johnson?
As your first, or your family? Johnson.
Don't do it.
Do it!
Don't do it.
This is going to be on your license.
This is going to be on the internet.
What's your first name?
Shall we just go with their initial and just T?
T.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll leave enough T, and she fills it in. T Johnson. What is T?
It's T-E-E.
You're not lying.
What does it stand for?
Theodore.
Tremendous.
And you don't want me to put Theodore.
Please put tremendous.
T it is. She writes Johnson. Well, there you are. That will be 550 gold. I'm joking.
Why?
Just wanted to highlight the favour that I've been doing all of you people.
We're not here, we didn't hear
Yeah.
the sarcasm.
Like somewhere we're on a boat going,
Somewhere I'm like, oh,
did you hear that?
Sure, we can repay a favour at some point.
Maybe someday, but this one's quite all right. You were from Dustmere, aren't you?
I did live here for about 6 years.
Oh, okay. And before then, you just...
I was an edge watcher.
Of course you were, yes. Fair enough. Well, yes, I mean, I've been here my entire life, so I know very little about and elsewhere, especially out in the desert.
There's not much there, just sand.
As I'm aware.
This guy.
There are owls too.
I do remember something.
I got it covered.
Yes.
You know Eugene.
I am aware of him, yes.
He compared me to an owl.
I didn't compare you to an owl.
He compared you to an owl. You know, as a wise. Are you wise? Is that what he was saying?
How is an aura
don't
like
think
a resting owl?
I don't think his tone conveyed wise. Maybe I'm wrong.
Insult owl.
I just don't know what it is, and I've tried to ask Freya, and I don't think it was a good time.
That's what she said.
Well, I mean, you are all as strange as each other.
Like my cat's bitch senses are going off.
But you are obviously from the desert then, you grew up there. What is it about that place that could change a person?
I guess the isolation.
Yes. It's too early for a drink, to be honest, but...
What time is it?
Oh, it's around midday, I think. No, I just wondered because I will never go out there, but when the two girls went out there, it was, I was beyond worried, but since they've been back, they are different. It's like they're aware of the rest of the world, and I can see that. And I'm a Dustmere girl through and through.
They're very capable. Although I think Sensible doesn't always realise Moxie's as capable as she is. Or at least worries more
Yes.
than she needs to.
Well, I mean, she has a past, as we all do. Oh, yeah, one moment. I've got to... She picks up a parcel. There's some like food in it and stuff. This is for the little ones out the front. She takes the stuff out, puts the... like in one of the alleyways, just tucks it behind some stuff, and she's like... Yes, and they are too good for this place, if I'm honest. I want to make it a better place, but there's not much I can do at the moment. Anyway, I'm
We'll see
rambling.
what happens after the ball. Maybe
Yes.
things change.
This ball.
I don't know why you're all obsessed with it. But yes,
We like a party, and we've been out in the desert for a long time.
well, I mean, that does make sense. Look, if you have time to burn, I need to go and actually inquire about this ball. I need to find some tickets. But I imagine they'll probably be gone a good chunk of the day, so...
That's okay. I might check out the estate and
The
Biles.
De Biles estate. Okay, be careful.
Catch up with an old friend.
Okay. Well, I don't have a key. It's with Sentinel, so if you need anything, just knock. And if I'm not in, then tough luck, I guess. But I'll be back later.
Thank you for the license.
That's okay.
I assumed keeping an eye on me.
What was that?
Keeping an eye on me.
Well,
Well,
you
they-
keep an eye on them for me, and I imagine that you will do for when they
I'll
leave
try
again.
when I find them.
Yeah, she sort of hangs on that for a moment and looks at you like, sizing you up for a moment again, and then she's like, right. She closes the door.
In my face.
And with that, we will head back to the ship.
Before we start, can we just make an agreement never to tell Steve what an owl is? Because no one will.
No one.
Do you mean Mr. T. Johnson?
Mr. T. Johnson.
Who is Steve? Who is this
Can we
Steve?
not tell T. Johnson what an owl is?
The S at the start of Steve is silent, so it's
Steve.
Steve. Steve Johnson.
Oh God, Teven. Right.
Big Steve.
Okay. So, as you guys are on this boat, this is his sleek, little skimmy kind of boat, and it's got one of these vapor engines that you guys know are on some other transports like the Phaetons and the sand skimmers. And as he arrives, he slows down at the wheel. He's like, you start seeing these fish floating up the surface, and he's like, my God.
Touch the water. Is that his peak?
Yeah,
it is, yeah.
He takes the his little holy symbol with a vial of water at his neck. What are you guys going to do? He's sort of scooting up towards the boat.
Get away from the edge.
Does it have a smell?
Sure, it's got a kind of the smell of rotten fish, to be honest, is the main thing.
There's no sort of chemically smell about it?
No, nothing that you can do. Well, roll a perception check.
17.
No chemically smell. It's mainly the fish, but you do smell a faint smoke on the wind, probably from the ship. The smoke. But other than that, no.
Can I, looking at the fish, see how they died?
Sure. Yeah, roll a perception.
20.
Yeah, I mean, they just, there's nothing about them that looks, there's no wounds, there's no visible like rotting or anything. They just look like fish that are floating at the surface of the water. It's bright. It's about, for you guys, it is about between 11 and 12 in the morning. Yeah, so you approach the ship. It's huge. It is what you probably would call a galleon, but it's a trading vessel. There's no cannons or anything. There's no such things as cannons. But there's a rope ladder on the side. You approach from the starboard side, so rear of the ship's on your right, front's on the left. You do all feel this eeriness about the place. It's like you expect there to be more noise, especially for you, Freya. You know, you've been on boats a lot of the time. You know that usually the sound of water around the boat is much more audible, and this is just weirdly quiet.
Oh, what, the water itself is quiet?
Just everything about it, yeah.
Okay. How far away are we from the boat?
Yeah, Florin takes you up to he pulls up against the rope ladder.
I'm gonna go up the
You're
rope now.
bobbing against it.
Something is wrong.
I mean, I could.
You're going up?
I'm already halfway down.
I could shoot Ansel up there and we could scout it out.
She's already gone.
Ahmaya, come back.
Okay. Roll a strength check. Contested against you.
That's not bad.
16. Oh. Wait, is that just a straight strength or like athletics?
Athletics.
Oh, it's still obvious.
It was a solid
I
save.
checked the 17.
What did you roll?
Wait, I thought it was again. Oh,
Yeah, no, roll an athletics check.
sorry.
It's alright.
Natural 20.
So you,
I mean, Moxie did roll a solid
yeah,
17.
you gave it a good tug, but like she, yeah, go on, enjoy, yeah.
Just take a moment to appreciate that.
But Ahmaya's grip is absolutely solid on this rope ladder, and you end up like hanging off of her, like, oh.
Moxie, get down.
Yeah.
No offense, Moxie, but get off my feet.
Fine.
Sorry, I mean, get off my feet.
Okay, you're going up, are you?
Yeah.
What is everyone else doing?
I'm gonna go up too.
Okay, you're up too. You can probably fit 3 people on the ladder at once, but what's everyone doing? You're just like freaking out in the boat.
Yeah,
Oh.
like, do I get
as
any
well.
sense it's like magical? The weirdness?
Sure. I think that you could say actually roll an Arcana check, and you two are on the rope ladder as well.
But I'm still with Freya.
16.
Okay, you're obviously aware there are spells that can make things quieter. but usually it's either silence or no silence. This is a kind of strangeness, like something that's affecting the area, and maybe that's affecting the sound, or is it just making the sea still? It's hard to tell, but it's just something about it. There's almost a feeling more than a logical thing that you're observing. It's just you just don't feel like there's something wrong here. Basically, that's what you feel.
When I get to the top, I just want to pause and just like poke just my eyes over the top and just like look and see what I can see.
I thought you were going to go full on Leroy Jenkins. So that's
okay, sure. So
I'll show you the clip later.
Thanks.
Of the roll a perception check.
I don't have to. You can just tell me information.
Well, I wasn't going to make you roll to see. But,
okay.
Yeah. So of the three, so there are 3 masts, and of those 3, the sails have been completely cut away except for the centre, which a rope pulls that main sail sort of ragged and tight. It hangs limp over the other side of the taffrail, and it's a large, like, open deck. It's about 160 feet end to end. It's been painted black, but you can kind of see the walk marks where the lacquer has faded. There's a few crates piled over some metal grates directly ahead of you in the centre. Towards the front of the ship, there's another stack. In a few places, there's some other barrels stacked against the taffrail. Roll a perception check.
That's 15.
Yeah, off to your right, where you can see, what's it called?
The back end.
Or the back of the ship, yeah. You can see the door into quarters, 2 stairs that go up onto the, is it called the forecastle? Or is it the front of the ship?
Yeah, still like on Pirates.
The quarter deck, yeah. And at the bottom of one of those stairs, the opposite side of the taffrail, and the stairs up to that quarter deck, at the bottom there's something hanging over the taffrail as well, like a lump and cloth.
Is it person looking?
Maybe.
Okay, I'm going to pull myself up and very quietly step onto the deck like a cat.
Okay. You guys...
Get the name of the ship when we were...
You did not.
Yeah, did
it was unmarked.
It's unmarked.
Ooh.
Is this a recognisable, like, type of ship?
Yeah, I mean... What?
Is this owned by
Roll a history
a
check.
particular group of people?
It's the best use of a history check ever.
You are the person to do this, probably, to be fair. And maybe you guys, but...
No, I'm not. 7. Can I try and work it out as well?
Sure.
What was it, history?
Yes.
17.
Yeah.
So you know it's a cargo ship. You don't know enough about the different styles to identify it as kind of potential for any ownership. Sentinel, you know this is a kind of cargo ship that wealthy organisations or houses would use. It's for long distance hauling cargo. But past that, you know that there are many different, every ship maker has a different style. It's usually the name, or if it's a known ship, there'll be descriptions of it. Yeah, so past that, it's a cargo ship probably, and it's used for long journeys.
Why on earth have they just gone up without...
I don't know, this feels really wrong.
It's a tad quiet around here, isn't it?
Too quiet.
Okay.
Should we go up? Can I give a quick glance around, see if anyone is in the area?
Yeah, it's just open sea. You can see in the distance the strip of land. You're far enough away from the coast not to be able to make out the tower of the portmaster. It's just open and empty.
I'll give you a boost.
Well, can I not reach the ladder myself?
Nope.
Okay, but
You absolutely could, but Freya's just like...
pick me up anyway.
Is the guy, is Florin going to stay with the boat?
Yeah, he's like, well, I'll bring around. Don't know what that means, but I'll keep an eye out.
Thanks. Whistle, like an owl.
I can. Don't know why, I just can't whistle.
Hoot like an owl if you see anything.
The fuck is an owl?
Like a seagull.
Gotcha. You hear the whine and he takes it round near the front. He's hugging it near the side of the ship, basically.
Cool.
Well, up we go, I suppose.
Okay, so you will step on board the ship. After a moment, when you're all aboard looking around, you get that sense of eeriness again. Something's wrong. What are you going to do?
I'm going to creep over to the pile of maybe dead body.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my sword to just kind of like lift the cloth up a little bit.
Okay, yeah. It is a person. They're wearing some kind of white, blotchy robe. There are seagulls around, and when you go to lift up one of them, a seagull lands and starts like pecking at its back.
I like shoo the seagull away with my sword.
Okay, yeah. You're basically looking at the back of a person. So
Sentinel.
their legs are hanging on this side. Their head is over the other side.
Sentinel. Do you recognise these robes?
Do I?
They're just, to be honest, from what you can see, because it's kind of like strewn over the side. It's just white and blotchy.
Do we rotate him?
Can we pull him back aboard?
Sure. Okay. Yeah. You both grab him. He's hot from the sun and bit moist from where the seagulls have been ripping at the clothing. You pull him over.
Thanks, but the robes.
Yeah. The robes are moist, not him. He's in. You pull him over onto the deck, and he lands on his back. So, staring up at you is a half-elven man. On his face has been basically, his eyes look like they've been clawed out.
Lovely.
And that is it. He's wearing a white robe that is covered in brown, which is maybe blood that's been left out in the sun and dried. But he's wearing a very basic white robe.
Is there any like pockets or anything?
Roll an investigation check.
Do you want me to help?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah, you can roll. Yeah. Because we'd like tie him down together.
Sure.
Motherfucker. Investigation's 11.
Yeah, I mean, you look through this robe. It's just a basic thin robe. There's no pockets or anything. When you open up the robe, he's wearing basic trousers of a cotton and no shirt. On his front, on his sternum, is a big tattoo. There is a temple with 3 steeples that have been blacked out. So it's a big temple in the middle, 3 steeples either side, and in front, all of that's been blacked out. And a third is joined at the base by a flat line, and that one at the base is pointing downwards, so it's upside down. And that one it's been not coloured in black, so it's
the third
it's
one
white.
or a fourth?
The fourth one, sorry.
Freya, do you recognise this?
Do I recognise the symbol?
Okay, so you come over. This guy is, his face has been ripped open, but
I get it.
Cool.
Let's see how he died.
Okay, what do you do first? That or
Well, I
could
can do
tattoo first.
tattoo first? And you.
I was going to say I can do the medicine check if you want.
Okay, yeah. So you roll your medicine check and roll a religion check.
Some Return of the Obra Dinn shit.
I would like to guide myself.
Are there any compasses?
20 but not natural for me.
Very nice. So, in terms of how he died, there are no wounds other than those on his face. He has bruising all over his side and front where he was hanging over the taffrail, but it's hard for you to tell if that was from before or after he died. But those are the only markings on his body.
It was an 8.
Okay. Okay. With guidance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck.
The guidance was 4.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I will give you advantage on this because this is well in your remit.
I just really want you to know what it is.
Should I use it?
Welcome to the life of the DM. I write all this shit and everyone rolls natural ones.
Yeah, that's a 2 again.
Okay.
So that's still an 8.
So
Wait, does that count because it rolled the same?
Yes, that's not.
If that's how that works, I could have rolled again for my investigation check.
Is it like Monopoly? If you get a double, you get to roll.
Yes.
Passcode and pick up.
That's awesome.
Okay, the eerie silence of this place, the horrific visage of this guy's ripped open eye sockets is definitely distracting. But what you do know is that the part that's been coloured in is a very well-known but old symbol of the Apotheos. So the temple with the 3 steeples is very well-known. And you would know just from your background that each of those steeples represents a church of the Apotheos. So the Eye of God, which is the divine courts, the keepers, which are the sort of jurisdiction, and the judiciary, and then you've got the choruses as the third. But the weird colouring in of it, the 4th one that's pointing down upside down, no idea.
Might be linked to the unconsecrated thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, everyone roll a wisdom save, please.
Oh god.
Brilliant.
Good. Oh boy.
Oh no.
So when you look upon this guy,
Charlie, I get wisdom, advantage on wisdom against magic. Is this a magical effect or not? I don't want to mess with it, but I have to ask because otherwise I do or don't get it.
and the wording of that ability is magical effect.
I can look it up.
I wouldn't say it is.
Okay,
I think
fine.
I'd be stretching it to say
No,
it
that's
was.
fine. It's more like if somebody does a spell against
Yes,
me. That's
okay.
what I mean. Oh, it's not bad anyway.
Okay, so all of you kind of congregate on deck and you look around and then you're drawn to this body. And that kind of becomes a focal point for the eeriness of this place. And it's like something is harnessing that and not harnessing it, but sort of concentrating it around you. What did everyone roll, please?
14.
14? Save.
18.
Save.
16.
Save.
Dirty 1.
I got a natural one.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you mean.
With your
Yeah.
total.
And
is
my
not gonna be
total
enough.
is 5.
Okay. It was a low DC, but not that low. Okay. You feel, both of you guys feel this eerie sense pervade your body and your mind, this sense of wrongness. And please, can you roll a D100?
Oh no.
Is this being charmed?
No.
Nice try.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You don't ask.
Yeah,
you
don't
never
get.
know.
And I will roll a D10.
I don't like it.
Bad, isn't it?
35.
35.
hang on.
But you need to do the other one as well.
You become frightened.
Okay.
If this, and this will last for
That's
3
not
minutes.
100, is it?
Oh god.
Yes.
And your action must be used just for your movement to flee from the source of fear. And the focal point for that fear at the moment is the body.
Okay.
7?
A 7. Okay. You become. So you guys see Freya freeze on the spot. And you're paralysed.
Cool.
For 3 minutes. You are. Your mind, it just retreats into the depths of itself, and all you can think about is the symbol, the 3 churches of the Apotheos, the body, the eyes being clawed out, and just your body just locks up. And Moxie, you are frightened.
Yeah, okay, yeah. No,
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I try and run, just sort of back away from the body, sort of head towards the
Yeah,
towards
so
the
you,
ladder, yeah.
towards the ladder. Yeah, you
Moxie?
can go anywhere on the boat other than the yeah. So
Moxie, where are you going?
That's the freaks of yeah, no, I don't like it here.
Okay, it's okay. We got you.
Yeah. Is there like any am I just frightened for the next 3 minutes, or is there any saves or anything like that? Okay.
Okay. Can we? Let's at least cover it back up.
Yep.
Wait a minute, guys. Freya hasn't moved.
Freya.
Are you okay? Can you
Soft
speak?
backhand. I'll speak, right?
nope.
No.
You're
Give
not
her a
even.
gentle shake.
You're barely aware of this, to be honest. It's like you're in a locked room. These thoughts are very far away, or these observations are very far away.
Guys, she's caught what Aura's got.
All right.
Why is it still open? I don't think it's the same thing.
Maybe it's a variant.
Okay. Moxie, darling, can you keep an eye on Freya? Can you watch Freya for me? You can stay there. Can you just keep an eye on Freya? Just focus on Freya, please. Okay. From normal, from like being on smuggling ships and stuff, do I have an idea of where there might be like hidden stuff on a boat?
Absolutely.
Can I go?
Roll a history check. With advantage.
12.
Yeah, obviously the pressure is getting to you as well, but you go back to basics. Captain's quarters likely are going to be in the back of the ship in the quarter deck. So if you're looking at the body, it's to the right of the top deck. There could also be hidey holes, usually either below deck or in the hold, that can be between the outside hull of the ship and the inner wall.
I start in the captain's quarters.
Okay. So you guys see Sentinel go off to that side of the ship, so towards the quarter deck where there's a door.
I'm going to go the opposite. Is there a way of getting down into the hold from the other end of the boat?
There is a set of stairs. My picture's gone all weird. There is a set of stairs just in front of the door that Sentinel's going to. So it's like the captain's or where the quarter deck door is.
Yeah.
Between the two stairs. Yeah, in front of that there's a set of stairs that goes down.
I'm going to go down there and I'm going to look for other dead bodies, shady shit.
Okay.
That stuff, but I've got my sword.
How do I see for Heidi Hole? I would describe where she might be able to find some
Do I
stuff.
see Ahmaya go off?
Sure.
I call that. I don't think it's wise to go by ourselves on this. Something's clearly going on here. I'll come with you.
Thanks, Eugene.
But that means Hannah. That means you'll be by yourself.
It's fine because I'm still on the top deck, so I can just get Moxie to keep shouting. Moxie, just keep shouting.
Okay.
Let us know if you find anything.
I bamf Zeal out and send Zeal.
Ooh, more wine.
Oh, are you not hungover anymore?
No. Where are we?
We're on a boat.
This place is awful.
It is awful. Can you go and look after my sister, please? Oh no.
He fails.
Oh no. My poor boy. Please don't die.
He starts hallucinating. So I need to roll for how long as well. 10 minutes. So he's like, what?
I'm so sorry.
He's basically freaking out on your shoulder. He's like digging into your back. He's like, he can't really hurt you, but he's clawing and...
Okay, you stay there, buddy. You stay there. I'm still here. I'm still real.
Let me go.
Huh?
Let me go.
Okay.
It's gone.
Is he still going to be hallucinating in the place that he goes to for 10 minutes by himself?
I hope so.
Bump the back and I set a little timer.
You reset already.
Set a little timer for 10 minutes.
Okay. I would say after that, you guys are probably coming around. So Freya, you start unlocking.
Up there. Not good.
Moxie, the fear of this thing, it becomes less of a sort of tunnel vision on it, and you can kind of ignore it easier. Okay.
Moxie?
Yes, are you okay? Are you okay, Freya?
Not really. I grab a hand.
Yeah, squeeze it back.
Yeah. Okay, so Sentinel, you are you up to the quarter deck? Into the quarter deck. You open the door. Mm-hmm. It is eerily clean in there. It's a corridor before you with 2 doors on either side and another door in front of you. Those 2 on the sides are opened ajar, and the one in front of you is closed.
I'd start just fully open the ones that are ajar just to poke in and see if there looks like there's anything in there.
Sure. There are a set of beds. It goes along the side of the wall. There's about 5 beds in each one. There are white robes that are on the beds. There are a couple of desks. but it's all very clean, very ordered.
Nothing out on the desks.
Nope, nothing on the desks themselves. No.
Okay.
But there are 2 desks, and each one has a drawer on it that could be locked. But other than that, it's very, very minimalistic.
I'll come back for those. Can I go through can I try the locked door or the shut door?
The shut door is blocked.
Yeah, that's surprising. Can I use my thieves' tools?
Sure.
What is that again? Sleight of hand plus proficiency?
Yes, you are proficient, aren't you, in your thieves' tools?
Yes. 19.
The lock clicks open. The door does not open. Doesn't budge. For a moment, you're like, hang on a minute, and you test the tumblers again. Yeah, no, it's open.
Did you use my lockpick?
Oh no.
Oh, can I use?
What is your passive perception? It's 9, is it?
No, 11.
11.
Mine's
There's black around the edges of the door, like just like smoke marks around the edges of the door. That's what you see there.
Can I use thaumaturgy to instantly cause an unlocked door to fly open?
Sure. I mean, this is going to be a weird one. So, there's
then no.
Yeah, I think. Okay, you cast thaumaturgy. There's a sort of goes through your body, out through your feet, and where the vibration would normally hit these areas and just go and click them open or swing them open. This goes up the door and there's a sound of seizing wood.
Okay. Can I go back and try the locked drawers in the...
Sure.
Or the drawers with locks that I'm assuming are locked?
Yes, both of them are locked.
I don't open one because that's a 8.
Okay, let
I
me roll
imagine.
a percentile. Actually, I don't need to roll percentile. Okay, yeah, so one of them, the lock's annoying and sticky. The other one opens for you and in the drawer.
Oh, okay. I was going to say the other one is a 16 anyway.
Oh, sorry, I thought, my bad, I skipped ahead there. Yeah, easily. The 16 gets it. In the drawer is papers. They're rifling through some of them. There's nothing on them. Then you find a diary and a log that talks about, it's basically a log for their journey. Mm-hmm. So in a very quick flicking through, you would see things about picking up goods in the Opari, in Versailles, shipping them around the south of Hazali. They talk about the coast of Del Nori, even going across the Broken Seas, the Outlands, mentions about rations and crew morale, and that's about it. It's just journal basically. You could look more into it if you like, but
no, not yet. Can I just go and try and fucking force that door down?
Sure. Okay. So you come back out with renewed vigor. You guys have gone down into the lower deck, right? Are you still doing that? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay, Eugene, I'll pat
While
him
all
on
of
the
that
head.
is happening, can I, as soon as I got out of the trance, can I start doing a detect magic?
sure. Okay, yeah.
Outside in
A ritual
the
takes 10,
parents,
right?
Yeah.
Good
Okay,
question,
yeah. Start that ritual. So yeah, you've probably got another 7 minutes, I'd say, after what we're doing with Sentinel. You guys, Moxie, what are you doing?
Yeah, and I think I'll probably just keep an eye on Freya, make sure nothing tries and jumps us.
Cool.
It's a big beefy beefcake.
Yeah, I mean,
One at the ready.
Yeah, one. I just do like a casual glance around the deck, see if there's anything that we've missed. But
Sure,
yeah.
roll a perception check.
Nah, 6.
Yeah, you're still not quite recovered
Yes,
entirely
yes.
from that effect that body had on you. The wind is cool and refreshing, and it's kind of a moment of relief rather than anything. But yeah, other than stacks of crates along the top deck, some on the taffrail, some to the front end, the stern, there's not much else.
Can I try and open one of the crates? No?
Sure. Yeah. So there's one nearby. Yeah. Roll a strength check or an athletics check.
Oh.
Because you don't have a crowbar or anything, do you?
No, I don't think I have any I don't have any spells or anything that could just pop it
but
open.
check you've not got one from like your starting inventory.
If you have a dungeon box,
There is a dagger.
Yeah, I've got a dagger. Yeah, can I try and
sure.
wedge it open?
You can use a dagger to wedge something open.
Yeah, just need to roll, or
Yeah,
just make it easier. Okay.
It just makes it easier.
No. That's that one.
She has never.
Oh my. Okay. So you take out the knife.
So that would be a 0 if it's a first.
Using the wrong end of
Yeah, you're using the wrong side.
So a dirty 0.
A dirty 0, yeah.
You take out the knife. Your hands are a little shaky. You don't really use knives that much. So you wedge it in the side of a barrel of something. You choose a barrel. On the front of it's like just on the front of it just says rations, and you wedge it in the side, and you get your weight behind the knife, and then and you snap the knife in half.
I've never asked him Moxie to make me a sandwich.
Nope.
Well,
Maybe
shit.
not designed for that.
Well, shit. I just throw it and see.
Yeah, just dump it in. Floren's like, fucking hell.
Ow! Sorry.
Okay.
Floren's got such a mismatch with an accent.
Yeah.
Because my instinct goes to Clayton now.
Yeah.
So it's a really powerful accent.
That wasn't even Australian.
No,
just
that was
English.
me just panicking, but yeah. Okay, so you guys are descending to the lower deck.
Yeah.
So
They're so tasty.
you are, as you descend the stairs, you two, you are hit by the smoke. Not like a wall of smoke, but the smell. And it's like stepping into a house that's been burnt down. Like it's drenched in water. You know, it's that smell of wet coal and charcoal. It is dark. You guys have got dark vision, so the deck itself isn't much longer than your dark vision can see, but you can still see your surroundings up to about 60 feet, isn't it? 60 feet. So as you descend the stairs, on your left is, so as you descend on your left is the back of the ship, and you can see a burned out hole in the floor. There's not much else there. It's just
Like
a
here down
burned
the
hole.
hole?
Yeah, I'll just say, and then on the right,
Yeah.
it's the main part of the deck, and it's open
Yeah.
and empty. Okay, so you go over to the burned out bits
Like, I'm
of
keeping
wood.
my legs quite far back, but like I'm just gonna.
Yeah, and as you
That's easy for you to say.
yeah, and as you approach, you know the floor, the creaks turn to snaps, and then it is very dark down there. There's a hole where the floorboards have sagged, and then in the middle of it is broken completely and fallen through, and all of the boardings in that circle are charred and black. The smell is potent of like burnt varnish and like burnt rope, which smells like burnt hair. The wood has that's fallen through is covering what you can see below as well, and you can't see much more in the back of the ship from the angle that you're in. You'd probably have to. You could see some barrels, maybe some unburned sacks, but from this angle and everything's covered in soot and charcoal, you'd probably have to go down and look to get any more than that.
Okay. Yeah, I can't see anything right now, so we're gonna have to go down and look at that.
Potentially wait for the others, and I don't know if it's a good idea for the two of us to go down without alerting the others that we're about to do something particularly, well, potentially stupid.
But they know we're down here. We can't really go anywhere. They're
No,
blocking the
but-
exit.
There's clearly been, some sort of fire in here, and the floorboards don't sound particularly safe, and we don't know what's going to be down there. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, I have a question. Sorry, I've just realised.
I just love how excited you are going down this hole.
Would I have an idea as to how many sailors or pirates or whatever you would usually have on a ship of this size?
Roll a history check.
Who are you?
History is probably not very good. Oh yeah, +0. It's an 18.
Actually, right, I would say.
Yeah, like you say, you're not. I mean, the Apari don't really use ships, especially where you're from, but because they're quite an inward-looking nation of people and they don't do much trading. But you would probably guess from your time, just your experience in military scenarios, that running a piece of equipment like a vessel or a ship, probably about anywhere between 50 and 70 people maybe.
There's between 49 and 69 other people that probably should be on this ship, and we found one of them.
So there could be potentially, between those amounts of people down there. I mean, they could be dead, they could be alive, I don't know. I mean, do we call out?
Ahmaya really thinks hard about this one and then decides to not yell.
It's hard because her intelligence is mine.
Well, while you are sort of listening and thinking about it, you hear a ringing sound that sounds like the sound of a sword when it's drawn, but it's faint and it sustains.
What direction did it come in?
It's coming from your sword.
From my sword?
Mm-hmm. At your side,
That's in my hand.
Have you your long sword in your hand?
Yeah,
is
because
it?
I lifted up the cloak with that.
Then yes, it's coming from that.
Do I hear it as well?
Yeah, very faintly. What's your perception? Your passive?
11.
Yeah, you hear something, but you don't necessarily know it's that.
Oh, did you hear that noise? I don't know if we're alone down here.
It's coming from my sword.
What? But you've had your sword drawn for a while now.
I know, but it's making that noise. If I bring the sword like a little bit closer to Eugene, can you hear it clearer?
Yeah, if you hold it up to his ear, it sounds like...
Be careful with that.
I hold the hilt up to his ear so the blade's like away from his face.
Yeah, it sounds like, when someone draws a sword, it's
Yeah,
like
it's
that, but it's that faint and it's sustaining and it just carries on, like...
Can I touch, so like when something's vibrating, if you touch it stops, can I do that?
Yes.
And does it stop?
It quietens it and you can feel it vibrating. It's not like... it's just like a sound more than the vibration. It's like a singing of the steel, and you can feel that, and it muffles slightly, and it's just odd.
You should really ask before you touch someone's. Consent is important.
It's true.
It's fine.
Maverick.
I love touching me some steel. Moving on.
Is the sword doing anything else?
Nope. It's almost like there's a wind blowing over it, if that makes sense. Anyway.
Should I get the others? I'm still a bit uneasy going down there.
Yeah.
Are you at the top of the stairs? You're at the bottom of the
We're at the
stairs.
bottom of the stairs, because we've looked down the hole.
Yeah,
My
so
sword's doing its own thing,
yes,
apparently.
and the rest of the deck is before you, yes.
Yeah.
So, or on your, I guess, you haven't gone that way yet.
The right-hand side, you said, looked quite empty.
Yeah, so it's...
It's the length of the ship, it's just open.
You can see, with your dark vision, you can see that it's an open space. There's something in the middle. It could be a chair or something, but it's a little bit dark. And then there's some stuff to the sides of the wall, like cloth and, maybe barrels, but it's hard to see.
Should we have a look over this side instead first?
What, the one with the cloth or the one with the creepy-ass chair?
I don't know, chair maybe?
Let's go to the chair.
Okay, so you walk over to...
Quietly.
Okay, roll stealth check, if you're both stealthing.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is
It's
not
a
good.
boat.
No, it's not! The boat is not furniture.
That's an 8 for me.
5.
Okay.
Well,
So-
then the boat is furnished.
Yeah, you guys hit all of the wrong floorboards and it's just you squeak your way along. And as you get sort of halfway towards the chair, you notice to your right and left that the sackcloths and stackings of things they're actually bodies that have been piled like sacks of potatoes just stacked against the wall.
Can we have a little look at one of them, and are they wearing the same robes as the guy up top?
No, they're wearing very basic clothes. They're a mix of people. They're mainly males. There are orcs with a strangely deep forest green skin. There are ruddy and olive-skinned humans, and the humans there have striped hair. Like the colours are in stripes of different colours: aubens and blondes and greys and browns. Usually in pair of colours. And they look...
Is there anything about the way they look familiar to me?
Roll a... you wouldn't need to roll. They do not look like people of the Opari.
Okay. I'm only asking because you asked me that question the other day.
Wow.
And you said the bodies have been stacked.
Yeah,
Like
just thrown
potatoes.
against the wall. Yeah.
That must mean, if they've been
Someone,
someone's
yeah.
put them there, so someone must be here. Unless
we have
they've
a-
left the ship.
Yeah. Can we have a look at the chair that's in the middle?
Sure.
Is there any, like, I don't want to sound creepy, but is there any, like, restraints on it or markings?
Well, getting closer. It's a stool. It's
Oh, wow.
Well, tell me more.
That changes
it's a
things.
stool instead. It's it's just a stool in the middle of the deck. But as you've got closer, you can see that the boards are cleared apart from this wooden stool, and from that stool are spiders' webs of lines that have been drawn in blood on the floor. Symbols intertwine them. And as
Eugene,
they
don't stand on that.
they take up a good
Terrifying.
sort of 20 feet, and as they move into the chair, they go up the legs of the chair, and that's all you can see from where you are.
Is my sword still doing the ringing?
It's ringing, yeah, and if anything, it's ringing louder.
Do you think it's trying to point us in this direction, like it's almost sentient?
I like hold out my sword and like kind of move my arm slightly over the line to see if it gets louder or if anything happens.
Not significantly.
Okay.
So it's got louder as you've moved up the ship.
Should we
Yeah.
keep moving?
I think we need to tell the others. It appears some sort of ritual's been cast here.
Yeah. We're gonna reverse.
You know, reverse it.
Reverse.
Okay. Beep. You two,
Oh no.
please roll wisdom saving throws.
I'd rather not.
Was that cocked?
Yeah.
Thank God for that. That's cocked as well, though. I'm really aware.
That was
That's
a 9. 10.
14.
The DC was 10. You feel only what you can describe as a madness clawing at you as your being, and you manage to tear it away and move back towards the stairs before it can take effect. Okay, Sentinel. So you are going to try and break the door down.
Yep.
Okay. Give me. What do? You just fucking kick it.
I'm fucking boulder barge it.
Go for it.
What am I rolling?
It's going to be an athletics check. Faux show.
16.
You make it makes a loud noise, and there's that squeak of wood, of seizing wood, but it doesn't open completely.
Doesn't open completely.
It budges a couple of milliliters.
Entirely fuck this. Do I get the sense that if I cast Eldritch Blast at it, it might break the fucking door?
It might.
Cast Eldritch Blast at it.
Okay, roll an attack. I mean, if you're standing in front of it,
Natural 20.
very nice. That's very nice. Okay,
You wait down the door behind
No
you.
door can contain me.
roll damage, please. And it's obviously max dice first.
So that's a 10 plus. Maybe I should have hexed the door. So it's 10 plus 10. 20 damage, please. To a door.
Yes. You make it budge a little bit, and then you're just like, fuck this, take a step back 10 feet, point your hand, there's a of the orange and dust, and it just shoots through the handle of the door, explodes that side of the door completely, and the door just goes.
That's for scaring my squirrel.
And
Incredible.
you guys hear that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, everyone hears that for sure.
Or it is that.
You put my natural 20 in there, didn't you?
Yeah. And the damage.
On a door.
And inside, you are immediately hit with the smell of smoke, like water on a campfire, like I said to them. The wooden panelled walls, black with soot, but it's not black completely, but a grey. There's a large desk in the middle of the room with papers that's covered in soot. There's an open chest at the foot of a double bed. And instead of a chair behind that large desk, there's like a bench, a very big bench. and it looks very grand. The windows at the back of the room have got that sheen of grey soot, very fine. And it's quiet in there.
Too quiet.
What do you guys do when you hear that?
Are you still doing your ritual?
I would say you're finishing up at this point.
You hear that?
Yeah. That sounded like Sentinel.
Do you want you go find him?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go over and.
Detect magic doesn't go through surfaces, does it?
It can penetrate most barriers blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay. And what's its range?
That's quite a lot of wood. 30 feet.
Okay. And whereabouts are you at the moment on the ship?
We're by the dead body, aren't we?
Okay. So there's no magic that you can see on the top of the deck. You know that the boat is 160 feet long, so you can't see anything from that front down to the middle. And there's no magic when you cast your eye in towards where Sentinel is in the quarterdeck and where the officers' quarters are. It doesn't seem to be any magic that you can see at the moment.
When I was going to say, when we get to the top of the stairs, I'm like, Freya, there's some weird shit down here.
Yeah, and as Ahmaya steps up on the stairs, her sword has the faint glow of magic. It's a +1 sword, so. But other than that.
If I go up to the stairs where they just came from, do I get anything from that direction?
At the top of the stairs, do you show her where you?
Yeah, I'll just be like.
Point. That's it's about 60 feet away though, so just pointing over there. So you just see in the darkness the stool through what cracked light is appearing through some of the floorboards above.
There was a bang from Sentinel. Should go see if she's okay.
Oh yeah, we should do that.
Okay, so you guys converge on the captains. Are you going as well, Moxie? Or
Yeah, I think I went straight away. I could send a message to Sentinel. I was like, Sentinel, are you okay? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay,
That's it.
You step into the room, you hear them all coming up behind you.
By the time they come in, I'm sat at the desk. Just...
Yeah, okay, you walk around. You're leaving little footprints actually in the very fine soot, and you take a seat on this big old bench. Yeah.
Is there any magic from that room?
You cast your eye around. Let me double check because I don't want to get this wrong. There is no magic in here. It's a very nice room. It's clearly a captain's quarters. Some of the things are gilded. The bench that Sentinel sat on has got sort of gilded corners to it. Your perception is 21, right? Mm-hmm. You can see that the soot has come from the floorboards. There's this almost tar-like bubbling that's come from in between the floorboards. Like the varnish has started bubbling and stuff has come through, and a faint bit of smoke has entered the room and kind of coated all surfaces.
Like it's from underneath.
Yes. You also see something under the bed.
Oh.
Poking out.
Probably the captain.
Cloth maybe, but it's also covered in soot.
Can I have a look quickly?
Sure. Yeah, you just peer under the bed. Okay, there's a man under the bed.
Oh my god, there's the guy under here.
His robes are white under the bed where it's not as covered to... Well, actually, no, they come from the floor. He's completely covered in the soot.
Well, there's a dead guy. Show me the thing. I've only got like 6 minutes.
Okay, we jog down the stairs.
Dead guy runs.
I don't think I do.
We
Thanks,
go down
Freya.
and kind of move close enough that...
Yeah, 30 foot away.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that you can see the creepy markings.
Oh,
also, my sword is now ringing.
Wisdom save, please, Freya.
Oh.
You
Oh, no,
guys...
please do good.
Please don't. Oh my god.
There are bodies to your left and right stacked up in... Oh no.
Oh.
What dice are you using?
It's a different one.
That is a different one as well.
9. Can I interest you in a dice jail?
The DC was 10. So roll a percentile, please.
Oh, another day.
Oh my god.
This is like the house all over again, except this time we can't get past a fucking stool.
And it's just me breaking shit. It's just me rolling that 20s and
Sentinels
doing...
just go around blasting doors open.
Okay, you are stunned.
Freya just doesn't...
I hate this fucking phone.
Not time for Freya.
Let me just check the wording of stunned. So you're incapacitated. You can't move. You can't speak, and you automatically fail strength and dex saving throws, and attacks have advantage against you.
Freya.
That's for 3 minutes. I rolled another 3.
Better than my poor
if
son.
the stool is magic.
Better than my poor son with his 10 minutes of hallucination.
So you are able to see everything though. You're not
cool.
paralysed and
Can
retreating
she
in your
blink?
mind. Yes, you can make faint movements, but you're stunned.
Can I look at the chair?
You can look at the chair.
It's a really good idea, Ahmaya. Yeah, blink once if it's magical, blink twice if it's not. Blink 3 times if you're not sure.
Okay, the stool. Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah.
Okay, the stool. There is an essence of magic to this thing that has fled. So it's an imprint. Like there was a magic here, bright white. And what would it be?
Bad.
Bad magic.
Bad.
That's some
Healing.
dodge
The
magic.
not good one.
It is conjuration. On the desk, it's just papers, notes, similar ones that you've seen. You do find a set of navigation tools.
Can I have those, please?
Sure. It's worth I've just put navigation tools worth 50 gold.
Good
But other than that, there's nothing.
There's no... It's a dead guy under the bed. There's a dead guy under the bed.
There's a girl in the garden.
So there's nothing about, like... There's no shipping manifest, nothing... So look at this fucking dead guy.
I'm just doing that. Can I like look for like any like secret compartments in the desk or like weird buttons or?
Roll an investigation.
Oh yeah, I use this as a coaching experience to be like, if you're... This is where we hide the stuff.
So investigation.
Actually, I need to, because I'm trying to hone this a bit more, because really investigation is to do with deduction and perception is more about looking. So we'll do a perception check.
Can Ansel help me?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He needs. How long? Oh shit! I didn't roll him, did I?
Yeah, I thought you
that's
just did
a-
Zeal
no.
because he's a special bully.
We'll call it that then. We'll call it that for the sake of that.
This is a
Okay.
special.
Perception. 18. Yeah, 18.
Okay. You look around for a while. The drawers to the desk are open. There's not much in there at a glance. Some more papers that haven't been quite soot stained. But what you do see is you're sat on the bench before the desk, and you look down at the bench, and it's this big hunk of wood that's like a couple of feet thick. There's a little flap of brass on the front of it that's been painted to look like wood. You just touch that and it folds down and there's a keyhole behind it.
One must find the key.
Yeah, keep an eye out for a key.
Do you
Sentinel.
want me to try my thieves' tools?
I mean, yeah, you can do that. Or if we find a key, then
Well,
yeah.
I can give it a go first, and then we don't have to look for a key. I mean, this guy might have the key on him, but who knows?
Yeah,
If we don't have to like rifle through a dead body.
That's true. Yeah. How'd it go?
Broke the lock, innit? And then that one, I'm assuming I broke the lock.
You, well, it doesn't work, and you doesn't. I'm not gonna break your thieves' tools on that one. That's real harsh.
That's very harsh.
You probably damage your thieves' tools though. Yeah.
It's okay. I can mend them. Sentinel.
Yeah, Kaz will kill me if I break these.
I like my dagger, which I just threw in the ocean.
After we've remembered that you have mending. Let's go look at this dead body, huh?
Okay.
Okay.
Who else is in there? Is it just you two?
It's just them.
Yeah, that's
Okay, so you move over to the dead body. It's face down at the moment. Its feet are poking out, which is what Freya saw. A bit of its robe. It's just wedged under the bed.
Should we pull him out? Yeah, pull him out then.
Okay, you pull him out. As you pull him from under the bed. He's on his front, or they're on their front, and the moment that you pull them out, there's a twitch to them.
Stab.
You're gonna stab him. Okay, roll an attack with advantage.
Oh my god. Yeah, but I'm gonna freak out. It's a natural 18.
Oh yeah, you stab him in the side. He leaps up. Roll damage.
Sorry.
He could be undead.
No, it's completely fair enough. I literally just realised he could be hiding.
Okay, 8 damage.
Oh, yeah. Wow, he should hide suspiciously.
Do you stab him with your rapier? Okay, so you run him through the rapier. You hit him in the ribs. He's thinner than you expected, and you don't go straight through him, but you hit a fair chunk of his rib cage. He immediately starts screaming and stands up. He turns to you. He is balding. He is a human. He has stubble on the back of his head. He turns to you. His eyes have been completely clawed out of his head. And he just starts screaming. And he grabs at the bed. He's like, "Leave me!"
Oh fuck, Freya! Oh, what?
Starts coughing up blood over the bed.
Fuck. Freya!
Yes,
You can't heal
I should
him.
have messaged down. Get that guy.
We need.
He's not dead.
Do we hear any of this down?
No, probably not.
No.
Yeah, I probably would have sent the message to Freya.
But Freya's now stunned.
She's stunned. Yeah.
She doesn't reply.
Maybe between times, probably a minute left, I would say.
Can I widen my eyes and look?
Yeah. If she doesn't reply, I would then send it to you.
For what?
Well, if she's looking up.
I guess you can look back. Yeah.
If she doesn't reply, then I would then send message to Eugene as well.
That's fair
probably
enough.
Probably Ahmaya.
So while you're trying to translate what her movements are, you get that message as well.
Just look up to the roof. Oh gosh, I believe we need to go upstairs right now.
Oh, we can't leave Freya here.
Okay, you stay here and I'll run up.
Okay, go.
He kind of grabs at the bed and then he's like, he sits down on it and he's like, too many. There's too many things.
Too many of what?
He looks over at you. Well, his face.
Savage.
Hypoptysis?
Hypoptysis.
It's too many fucking syllables with P's in them.
Too many souls, too many things.
In ancient Greek.
Water.
Water? I've got a water skin, I would imagine. I'd give him some water.
Yeah, he's covered in soot as well around his wounds. He drinks.
How long have you been here?
I don't know. We looked upon it. We shouldn't have looked upon it. We should not. He told us not to.
Where is it?
He looks in your direction. To take it.
Take it
You
where?
want to take it?
No.
It is gone.
It's gone?
Try getting in at that stage.
Yeah, you probably arrive.
I just scream.
Eugene is not the time!
Yeah, he's covered in soot. The blood coming from his side now as well. He's got no eyes.
Can we heal? Eugene, can you heal?
Yes. Oh god, I don't want to get too close, but no, have this.
No! And he swipes at the air before him.
What? Why?
And he grabs the desk and holds, sort of trembling.
But this will help the wound you have on your
free at
side.
this point of the stun.
Upstairs now!
We looked upon it. We should not have looked upon it. He told us not to look.
Who told you not to look upon it?
He did.
Who's he?
What's his name?
You do not know. You are not of us. Why are you here? Why am I here?
Why are you?
I'm going to cast Charm Person on this man.
Okay.
Are we up there now?
you'd arrive at this point. Moxie, you're crafting the spell.
Does he look dangerous on first sight?
He
not fighting him, so-
either looks like a man who's going to die any minute.
Okay,
basically.
I run up to him and
I was there already, so
I know.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys.
you can cast it. Don't use your spell slots.
Because you said you were giving him a jelly bean, he swiped it away.
I
it's
touch
flavour.
it. It's flavour.
Okay,
So I would
right.
touch them.
Then sure, roll healing. This is just before you arrive.
6 points of healing.
Okay, I don't think in the language it says.
Oh no, sorry, I was doing.
about-
I was looked at healing word. I meant cure wounds.
No, that's fine. I was just going to say, I don't think in the language of the healing spells it says a willing target. So,
Creature you touch.
yes. So you touch and you heal him.
7 points.
7 points. And he sort of, this is before he's touched the desk. He's like, no, get away! And he holds onto the desk.
Why can't we heal you?
You come in at this point. You say that you were casting
Charm person.
person.
So it makes a wisdom saving throw. And
Okay. That's 12.
That's a fail, so he's now
Nice.
charmed me, and I have advantage on charisma checks against him.
Okay. So he
He sees me as his best friend.
can't see
Well,
you.
he-
He answers Sentiment's questions like with some babbling. And he says, yeah. And then he starts saying, Apoptisalis. Apoptisalis.
Is it a?
We cannot spell it. Spell
He
it.
says, he's saying, after enough times, he's saying Apoptisalis. APOPTYSALISS.
Does that mean anything to me?
Roll an intelligence check. You can either roll straight intelligence or you can roll an arcana check.
Can anyone do that?
I mean, well,
It's gonna be Arcana. I'm gonna guide myself.
if you're proficient in arcana, actually, no, I will.
This is more really.
Oh no, really?
Are you sure that nobody else can roll?
Yeah, I said it.
7.
Well, the Moxie is proficient in Arcana.
Okay, you're charmed. You've charmed as well. Okay, roll as well. You're well read.
Why am I such trash today?
Do you want some new die?
That was a new die.
Save it for the God's Lantern.
14. I'm assuming Ansel can't really help me with this one. So.
No, yeah. You don't know the meaning of the word. You've never heard it before, but you have heard in some language, and this is taking you back to strange lessons with Batista, when he would talk about older magics that are just what he would refer to as unintelligible shit, basically. And there was an obsession in some schools of older magic. They were obsessed with the idea of a chrysalis, and they use that in a lot of their language. So, for example, just another example, Eugene, your maid Jen is an example of that. It's sort of a chrysalis for alchemy, but that's just another example. But sounds like chrysalis in there, doesn't it? That's where you could really ascertain from it, though. Where were we? He said Apoptisalis. You've entered. You've cast Charm Person.
Yeah.
He seems to sort of look in your general direction and your voice. He softens too, but the rest he seems just as on edge. He's gripping the desk, starts rifling through stuff blindly.
Yeah, it's okay. Do you need to? How can I help?
I failed. We failed
What did you fail?
because we looked upon it. We should not have looked upon it. He told us not to look.
Well, what did you look upon then?
The beauty of it, of the wall manifesting visual spectrum of magic. He succeeded, but we failed. And we shall be punished. And we should be punished. We should have burned. I should have burned.
Well, maybe you didn't for a reason.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Persuasion, that is a 17.
What do you mean that I But I've already served my penance, and he touches his face, the wounds around him, and no. You've definitely got through to him, but he's not quite.
Well, maybe your purpose is now to help us.
Who are you? Who are you?
We're friends. And my name is Moxie. What's your name?
I have no name. Not since. And no, this is wrong. This is wrong.
I'm gonna whisper to Moxie, ask him where he came from.
Yeah, but where did you come from?
He smiles, he's like, you ask searching questions, my friend, but I cannot answer these. He starts looking for things on the desk again, like patting it down and just coughing up blood again.
Do the man who sent you?
Yes.
Does
you know him?
Well, maybe. Does Delanta Valanta, does that mean anything to you?
It is the name of a people, I imagine, of a family or of a business. No, these are small things.
Who told you not to look?
He did.
Who is he?
Yeah, who is he?
You seek his
Guidance.
You do. Roll a persuasion check because you're not charmed. You haven't charmed him.
Which dice?
Oh god, yeah.
I'm gonna guide myself again. Okay, hang on. This is a thing. Did you say persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
It's not great. It's 11.
11.
Yeah.
He's like, okay.
It's the best of luck today.
I think, yes, okay. You seek his guidance. It is good, but you should not be here. You three, I hear three of you. You should not be here. This was wrong, we failed.
Are you unconsecrated?
He doesn't say anything, but he looks in your general direction. You do know the way.
You want to be unconsecrated too.
Then you should speak to someone who is worthy of your grand quest and not myself. I am but a failed tool cast aside. Seek him out and you will see.
Who?
A disciple.
Where do we find him?
He will find you. Go to Dustmere. See his work. See what we created. There were so many of them, but it is not enough. Not enough. It will be weak when it is made, when it is born. And then he grabs onto a quill on the table. It will be weak, but you will see it.
Paper underneath this quill.
Yeah, he feels around. He looks in your general direction. Find the man. The disciple with the marble skin. And then he plunges the quill into his eye socket. And he hits, with a smile, he hits the desk.
I throw up.
Falls onto the floor. And that is where we're going into today's session.
What the?
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.